Many fund managers, I think, are basically lazy. They spend the first year or 3 months or 6 months desperately running around trying to raise money. And then they spend the next 3 or 4 years sitting on the money and explaining why they've had periods of underperformance and shouting very loudly when they have periods of overperformance or outperformance. And I just think they're a bit lazy. They don't bother really communicating. And I think the job of a fund manager is to get out there and communicate on a very regular basis in a simple fashion and an intelligible fashion with your investors. And a lot of fund managers like to sit around in darkened corners and just try and avoid any contact, any human eye contact. And I think that, and by the way, get paid a lot of money for it. And then the third reason is we've seen a bifurcation in the industry, which is we've got ever bigger giants, huge hunter-gatherer asset managers with massive portfolios. BlackRock is a huge business, State Street's a huge business, Vanguard's a huge business. And then a lot of the fund managers in the middle have been squeezed. And effectively, and some of them are really interesting outfits, but this can't compete. And the good thing is you've seen boutiques emerge. But the problem with boutiques is that boutiques do very, very well, and then they get taken over by very large fund managers. And then most of the people, the alpha fund managers that they recruited, then bugger off and set their own businesses up. So the industry is a bit ossified. Big companies, very big companies who are just using scale. You've got a middle ground that's vanishing fast. And then you've got the boutiques who are constantly changing and metamorphosizing and moving in and out. And within that, you've got a framework of poor alpha, and frankly, I think rather lazy ability to go out and communicate with investors.